post side, right? I put this post on Instagram.
Oh, that's why you didn't call me back.
No. I swear to God. No, I called you. Sylvester even verified that. But
I don't know, bro. It doesn't seem like it.
I put up this post, and it was like Patrick Star getting head, right? And I put need on there. And then somebody dove into those DMs and was like, me too. And I was like, oh, word. And then, we got to kind of talking a little bit. And then it became, favor for a favor.
Follow for follow?
Wait. This was like a same night thing? Wait. And women, women, a woman slid into your DMs?
Yes.
Why are we not celebrating this?
It happens.
When does that happen?
Not to me.
When does that happen, bro? When does it happen?
I've been knowing that this girl.
Obviously, it happens to Korpsx.
Well, look at him. He's a fucking god.
Shut up.
He has a six pack. He's the only one out of the three.
Got fresh haircut, bro. Fresh shave. Look at him.
Oh, bro. Listen, dog. Listen. Okay. So this is why I'm going to be celibate. I told old girl.
Head was so bad.
Oh my God. I was like.
I told her no teeth.
Bro, no. This is even worse. I go, hey, like, so we make this appointment, right? Like, time and date is set, all this shit. Cool.
That's the worst.
But like, hey, bro, this is all business. This is all transactional, right? Like, at this point.
That's crazy.
And I told this person, hey, it's kind of been a little while for me. I'm not saying I'm rusty, but
I'm just saying it's gonna take me about a minute and a half.
No, I might get like a little ahead of myself. Like I am, dominant in nature. Like without being too explicit for everybody. It's no problem. Okay, cool. It was a problem. I messaged her after. And in so many words, she told me I would never do that again. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I told you that this is what was going to go down. Like, I'm about to
wait, hold on. You dogged her out? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, what did you do? Much. I guess you can't. Let's not talk about
it. Hold on, let's get into it a little bit. Because did you do the type of shit?
No. But I definitely took her to Pound Town on a one-way ticket, and I noticed.
I mean, that means a lot of different things for different people. I'm just saying. Like, if I took somebody to Pound Town, I'm just like. Bro, that's a perfect segue.
That is
a perfect segue. That's a perfect segue. All right, welcome back to another fucking episode of the Usual Tuesdays. I am Save. I am joined by 0% and Korpsx from the smoking section. All right, that's a perfect segue into what I wanted to get into, honestly, because I know you are big in the Twitter sphere, bro. Twitter sphere. Right? Like, I kind of push back off Twitter. I'm over here on Threads, threading away,
That shit is dead, bro. I'm sorry.
Man, it's dead. Let it live, okay? A porn star follows me on Threads. So, let me live, okay? Okay. Let me live, man. Let me fucking live, okay?
Hey, live it up.
Anyways, porn star, Pound Town. Anyways, being part of the Twitter sphere, Korpsx, I know that you've heard about this Adam 22 shit that's going on, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is like Zero and I think we talked about it for like 2 days. Actually, we actually sat in Zero's car and watched the tape together. It was
That's not true. That's not.
It's
true.
not. It is not. Is that not true?
We didn't. No.
We didn't
watch the tape together.
We didn't.
We pulled it up.
I pulled it up, and what did we do? We watched it.
We did not watch it together. I did not. I don't think I watched.
We didn't watch the whole tape. We didn't watch the whole tape.
I don't think I watched a single frame with you.
This is bullshit. I'm about to call you out on your bullshit. Oh, because you're grown.
Maybe I don't remember.
Am I not supposed to say that you? Okay. Am I not supposed to say that you watched it?
I have seen the tape. I have seen the tape, but I don't remember seeing it with
This is why I remember, because we were chatting about it, and we were like, "Oh, damn, that's fucking crazy that this happened." Blah blah blah. And you were like, "Yeah," and I was like, "I haven't seen it yet. I didn't even know it was released. And you were like, yeah, it got leaked on Twitter.
It did.
And so I was like, oh, best. I pulled up Twitter, because that's what people in the
No,
industry
this
do.
is why I say, because
And then
I remember
you were
hearing
like,
it.
bro, he even like nutted in her and she started eating that shit. And I was like, what? And then I fast forwarded to that part and I was like, oh yeah. And then he was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So we watched it together.
See, no, that's not watching it together. You just like fast forwarded to a part.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
we watched part of it together.
We're gonna
Okay, anyways.
get into semantics. Just keep going.
Anyways, all right. So the point, why I wanted to bring this up, I wanted to get your take on it, Korpsx, because I know Zero and I have chatted about it a little bit, and but I have uncovered some things since the last time Zero and I spoke. Like, I didn't know that. Okay, so for those people that are tuning in that have no idea what the fuck is going on, this dude is named Adam22. He's a porn star. He's married to another porn star. What the fuck is her name? Lena.
Lena the plug.
Lena the plug. There we go. And they're married apparently. And I didn't know this, but Damo told me that they have a daughter together.
They do.
And so he basically okayed for his wife to go and smash one of the biggest black guys in the industry, and he tore her ass up, allegedly. I haven't seen the tape. I still haven't seen it.
Just for a little bit more, he's been smashing girls with his wife for a long time. Well,
so that's what I was going to get into.
For a long time.
Yeah, I didn't know that they actually have a podcast together that they do with other porn stars, and then they wind up having threesomes after, which is absolutely fucking insane to me.
It's
right?
a crazy concept. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, good for him. He gets to fuck all these hot ass porn stars, but I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I didn't know that. I didn't know that they fucked other porn stars, but it's only women that they fuck, and I guess it was some agreement that they had that they can fuck the girls together. So then I guess what happened was he was like, okay, you can go do this. And, Demo and I were kind of chatting. And we were like, is it for clout? What is this for? Is he a cuck? What is it? So I guess my question to you would be, is there an amount of money where you would ever, mind you, you're in the industry and you fuck with your wife all the time, other girls. Is there an amount of money that you would allow your wife to go and smash another dude? In the industry?
Long story short, there is not enough money that you could pay me to date someone who's in that industry. If that answers your question.
It doesn't answer my question, damn it. Is there an amount of money that you would allow your wife to sleep with another man?
No.
Why is that?
So let's take it from the top. First, I would never, ever marry a stripper nor a porn star. Right?
Wait,
I wouldn't
why?
even
Stripper, huh?
Stripper or porn star.
What if X stripper, X porn star? Super cool girl. You're in love.
Yeah, Mia Khalifa doesn't do porn anymore.
She's married.
Somebody's past is not for me to judge, right? And it's not for me because I don't want to be judged by the content of my past, right? And so that's not as much of a problem. It is an issue as far as when we're talking about the longevity of our relationship. If there's videos up, right? Let's say if she's an ex-porn star, there is an issue that we're going to have to address if we're talking about serious long-term relationship that's got marriage and shit in these goals, because the conversation would be surrounded around what happens when our kids find these things. What do we do? Right? What do we say to our daughter? What do I say to my son? Right? What do we say when their friends are 17 and 16 years old and stumble across mama's video?
Because the internet lasts forever.
It's fucking forever, right? And what lasts even longer than the internet is who touches your fucking body, bro. You know what I mean? And it's The reason why what old girl told me what she told me kind of bothered me so was I had no business being there. You get what I'm saying? I had
Wait,
no
what the fuck are you
business.
talking about?
Yeah, I feel like we
The
jumped.
young lady I was
Oh,
talking
you're
about.
talking about Florida. Okay. I was
No. I'm
like,
talking
where
about
the?
this. No, this girl who I was just telling y'all about. I had no business being there with
Pound
her.
Town. Oh yeah,
Pound
yeah,
Town.
yeah.
Okay, we'll go with Pound Town. I had no business. I had no fucking business being there. Right? Like I had no fucking business there. Okay?
Why? You did have
So
business. You took care of it.
no, I had no business there. I had no business there. And this is why I was telling y'all last time, right? And this is why I've kind of been harking on it is the responsibilities that come along with sex have been diminished to nothingness, right? And
Mm,
so when you have a situation to where you're saying, "Oh, I'm gonna just come through and do this thing real quick," right? Like that's an infliction of the flesh, bro. You get me? Like so for me to be married to a woman who was, let's just say, an ex porn star, right? Your affliction of the flesh now pours on to my daughter. It now pours on to my son. It now pours on to my brothers and sisters and my mother who are going to accept you into our family, right? So all these things are now bleeding out onto us, right? So there has to be a solid conversation behind how do we address this shit? Because y'all know me, like I'm gonna just go off the lid, right? You want to come up to me and be like, "Hey, your old lady is an ex porn star." I'm be like, "Hey, bitch, mind your own fucking business. I don't talk to me about my chick." You know what I mean? Like, don't talk to me about that. Like, you don't even need to be asking me about what my chick does, right? Like, honestly, you know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
but I kind of have to disagree with you on that part because if the internet lives forever, right? And if the person that you are with, you know that this person has this past, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't get mad at somebody for something that they saw that was put out for the public eye.
I'm not going to be mad at him for
Well, you just
watching
said
it.
you literally
Hold on,
just
hold
said
on.
like there's no reason that you should be coming at me for about my lady.
I don't mind if you say I don't mind if you say like somebody saw it, right, and may have brought it up to me. There's a certain line to where it becomes you're asking a question, right? And it's a very thin line, but and that's where I would have to have this conversation with her because if I hear, hey man, that's your girlfriend? Yeah, that's my girlfriend. Hey man, like, did she happen to do X, Y, and Z? I could be like, yeah, but let's not talk about that. That's one way to go about it. Then there's the guys who are like, hey bro, like they're hitting you with the fucking like snide snarkiness. You know what I'm talking about, Damien? That's why Damien was laughing.
Yeah, there'll
Because
be some people I imagine who like will be like, bro, I know it's like intimate and all, but I saw your girlfriend get fucking railed.
well, that's the other part of this. No,
And,
well,
like,
that's the
throw
other
it in
part of
your
this,
face
right?
type shit.
Yeah, that's the other
Bro,
part of this.
that's
Is
that's that boy. I'll fuck you up. You say some shit like that about my chick, bro. Like,
okay, okay. So time out. So that's where I'm getting to, right? So now,
Mhm.
dude, that he allowed. I don't want to say allowed because I feel like that sounds so like diminishing. But
No, he
dude that
did. He allowed. He allowed.
He
dude that
allowed
he
it.
okayed
They're in a marriage.
to
Yes.
sleep with her, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is now like doing all this extra shit going around like, oh yeah, I piped her down real good, this, that, and the other. Like she's never I ripped her what did he say? Like I
No,
stretched
bro,
her
you're
out.
playing it up. You're playing it up, Abby.
No,
She
I'm
hasn't
not.
been.
He
She
did,
hasn't been
Bro,
stretched out like
He
by
that.
the
did
way,
that.
by
He
the
literally
way,
bro, I
by
will
the way,
play
will
the
say,
audio right now.
Stop. He didn't say I ripped her up, bro. He just said like
He
I mean,
stretched her out.
to be honest, yeah, like it was a little bit out of pocket, a little bit like, come on, bro,
Out of
chill.
pocket.
A little bit, just like, yeah, I did fuck her better. Like, yeah, she did get stretched. Like that.
A little bit?
Chill, bro, chill.
That is way out of pocket, bro.
No, because I feel like you could have been crazy about it. He could have been coming out and been like, yeah, bro, she never seen nothing like this, whatever. You know, like that's like, whoa, bro, you're going way crazy.
But
I
that
feel like
his demeanor, the way that he talks, that's how like that was him doing the most, in my opinion.
maybe maybe
Like
I just don't know.
like
him enough. I feel
are
like you
you
could have
why are
gone way
you
crazier. You
yeah,
could
but
have gone way crazier.
why are you doing it in the first place? I mean, I think I know why he was doing it at all. I mean, he's playing up the video, right? That's how you get more
Yes.
plays. That's how you get more money and shit like that. But
Yes.
I mean, we watched the Adam 22 rebuttal today, and we were like, "Bro, this is kind of cringy." Like, this is.
I feel like he's actually hurt though. I feel like he's
he's saving face. He's saving face.
He's saving face, but he's hurt, right? Like, there's no way that this man is not hurt.
I could be
after.
Wrong too. I don't know.
Then, like, was the nutting in her like planned? They might say it's not, but was it?
He said it wasn't, but
that's too far for me.
I don't know.
I don't know how
that was
anybody
crazy.
gets on board. I don't know how anybody gets on board with that, right? That's what I'm telling you. Because if I was a porn star and if I was having sex with all these women to come home to my wife every night, that's just like, how? Like, do they shower first? Like, do they women like,
I'm sure
that's your
rules, right? I'm sure they got the rules, right?
Yeah, they got showers and shit, bro.
Check this out. Adam 22, right? I'm Adam 22. She just got done shooting this scene. What does he go? Hey, honey, how was work? Oh, baby, it was fucking great. What kind of fucking life is that?
They had a whole podcast together.
Yeah, they podcasted about it after.
Where they talked about like exactly kind of more or less where Adam was during this whole interaction when she was doing her thing. He was playing poker, so he can kind of like take his mind off of it. When she came back, he wanted to know like about it, what happened, what went on, and stuff like that. A lot more details.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to see the video either.
But that he saw snippets. He did see snippets. And
yep.
he seems like he kind of liked it, which is why I'm kind of back and forth.
She also went on air saying, yeah, like a new sexual experience is exciting. That right there would have fucking just, oh my God, like, oh my fucking God. Like, like academics did the video of like, oh, she's rubbing his muscles Adam ain't got. Like, bro, that's sex. Like, what? You expect somebody to have sex and not touch each other? You know what I mean? Like,
wait, no, hold on, because there's different ways to have sex, bro. There's different ways to have sex. You're gonna tell me you haven't had like nice, passionate sex, and then like sex where you, like you said, take them to Pound Town, and then just sex where it's like lazy. Like, there's different ways to have sex, bro. And maybe because she's a porn star, she was doing it up. I haven't seen the video. I've literally seen maybe like 7 seconds of the video.
Well, okay, see
that Damien and I watched together. But
I watched the whole thing.
Did you get off to it? Did you get off to it?
Oh, it was hot as fuck.
Whoa.
I mean, Lena the pug is hot as fuck.
I actually don't find her attractive at all. I don't.
Interesting.
She looks like a penguin. She got a weird body to me.
Interesting.
Okay, so here's kind of where the conversation.
You're a shit, dude.
I swear, I don't think that she's attractive. I promise you. Come on, bro. I be watching. I like the little porn stars. I'm like into the Venus Skies, Veronica Rodriguez, like those types of girls. If you want me to be straight up, the only porn I watch is like property management porn. I'm just saying.
Why?
What'd you say?
Plumber helps stepmom stuck under sink or what?
Yeah, like, oh, hey, you fix them pipes. Want me to fix yours? Like, I like the acting, bro. I watch for the storyline. I watch for the storyline. I watch all the way through. As soon as they're naked, I'm done.
Like cinematic.
I just find that little white part, like on Pornhub. It's like that little white, like time step part. I just enjoy.
That's how you watch it.
Yeah, bro. I fast forward, cut all the bullshit. Pound Town. I'm trying to go to Pound Town, bitch. Taking me straight there.
No, that's wild. That's mad.
So this is where I wanted to get with this topic, and it was just kind of something that Zero and I were kind of chatting about. Is when it comes to marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were having this conversation before I knew that they were like sleeping with these other porn stars from their podcast and shit like that. And I think kind of what I brought up was, the lack of religion in marriage now. Like, there is no. I feel like if there is no religion behind your marriage, I feel like there's no point in getting married. In my opinion, and this is why I feel that way. That is where marriage came from, right? You are giving yourself to somebody else.
Marriage came from God. There's a small difference. I understand what you're saying.
I didn't even finish what I was saying.
Yeah, I didn't finish.
Marriage came from you are giving yourself to another person in the eyes of God, was what I was going to say. Okay. In the eyes of God, that is why you got married in a church. That's why there's been all this fight that church and state should be separated. There's a reason behind that.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe now that if there is no room for faith, not even a small sliver of faith in your marriage based off of what is true, the words that you give through sickness, through health, through richer, through poor, all that shit, right? I believe if there's no faith behind that, then in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, there's no need to get married. It's just the same as saying, well, we're gonna be together forever. Like I can tell you my vows. Like who are we getting married in front of? Our family? Like let's just tell them that we're gonna be together forever. What the fuck is the point of getting married? That's the way I look at it. So the reason that I brought that up was because this fiasco in particular was like, where is there signs of marriage? Like why are they even married in the first place? This is how they're going to live their lives. Like they're not giving themselves to each other, right? Why are you looking at me like I'm fucking crazy?
Well, I don't know. Is that the end?
Well, I don't know. I mean, feel free to chime in whenever you like. Korpsx is over here looking at me like he's about to fucking kill me.
Wow.
Marriage is not a sanction of religion, right? Marriage is sanctioned by God, right? I want to make sure that people understand that. God. Religion is a tool of the devil, right? Institutionalization of belief.
Wait, say that. Yes. Yeah, say that one more time.
Religion is an instrument of the devil, right?
Okay, I follow.
Think about this. Think about this. When Job was being tormented by the devil, right? He had all these daughters and all this livestock and all this stuff. And to torment him, he took everything away. He took everything away from him. And that's when Job, butt-ass naked, got down on his hands and knees and gave his life to God. Said, God, I believe in you. You have my faith, right? So people think that just going to church or going to mass or going to your ashram or going to your synagogue is a relationship with God. No, that's actually like when you really look at different testaments and when you look at different verses in the Bible, that's actually what the devil commands his demons to do. He wants you to push you towards the things that bring you pleasure, right? And in some people, they find pleasure in going to church. It's a weird misconception, right? When my sister was anointed into the church and was a born-again Christian, the priest sat there and looked at her and said, you will never know torment than what you know now, right? Because now that you have found Christ, the devil will do everything in his power to take you away from him, right? So marriage, religion, all this shit, it's whatever. It's nothing without God first, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put that on wax. You motherfuckers heard me say it. God calls us to be in companionship, right? God calls us to be devout. God calls us to be loyal, right? And God calls us to be good people. Mm-hmm. So if a marriage is not built on those, well, first, if a relationship is not built on the tenets of respect, loyalty, dedication, and being good people together, then how can you have a marriage, right? And if you can't have those things and understand that those things, right, have been provided to us by God, how can you have a marriage, right?
Could you say that that's subjective, though, in this situation?
No. I think people who don't believe in God should not get married. Why are you getting married?
I agree with this statement wholeheartedly. Like 100%, I agree with that.
I'm gonna catch you flag
really quick. Are we talking about marriage in the sense of, I guess, in a church, or are we talking about marriage in the sense of by the governmental body?
Well, I think
Third,
that Corpse and I would 100% agree that marriage should be separated. Like, you should not be able to get married through the government.
Well, why? There's a bunch of like tax reasons and like other like logistical reasons.
but that's
that
not
people
why
are-
you get married.
No. I'm saying
that's not why you get married.
governmentally that's a strong incentive, I guess you could say, or a strong reasoning to get married.
The institution of the government, my friend, is an instrument of evil, my friend.
Well, that's all. No. It's interesting that you brought that up, Demo, because that's exactly why people get married now, for that reason, because it's incentivized.
I'm just asking: Are we talking so are we talking about governmentally, or are we talking about purely religiously? So I can understand.
I think we're getting. So from what I understand, what that Corpse is saying is that marriage shouldn't be a religious thing. You should just believe in God, in a God of a higher being of some sort. If you have no belief in a higher being, there is no reason for you to get married. And I agree with that statement, because you are getting married. The point of marriage is to be anointed and together, proof of togetherness of to a higher being, that you're making this promise to one another in front of a higher being.
So
that's what marriage is.
We're not taught then. So it's so I want to answer the question, but I want to answer it in like not a way that I'm going to bring any sort of government. It doesn't seem like we're talking about any sort of governmental like reason. No, it's purely religious.
Oh, correct. If you are not getting, if you're, I mean, from based off of what Corp said, I would stray away from the religious aspect of it and just say, and just use God as the example. But yes, I believe that if you're getting married for any incentives or by the government, I don't believe, or like with no reason to God to marry one another, then there is no reason for you to get married. And I think Korpsx feels the same way.
I don't know if I agree, but I haven't really explored the idea too much, because I haven't really thought about like marriage in the eyes of God in per se. Like me personally, I'm in this weird like in between where like I believe in God, but I also do believe in science. So like there's a good majority kind of in both worlds. So I think that there's plenty of reasons to get married on like just a personal level, on like whether or not it makes you feel a lot more secure or loved, or different reasons between partners that you can say like, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you. Here's a proof of this is what I'm willing to do. There's a lot of different things that are going to keep me kind of bound to you, but this is also my promise, not in any sort of religious sense, but just me to you, body to body, that I'm going to be here for you and I'm going to work things through and we're going to figure out life together. And it's a really useful thing.
Yeah, but
between two people.
So why get married? But my thing is, if that's the case, say you and I were going to get married, right? Sure. And I just say to you, Demo, I love you. I've loved you for a long time. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I think we should get married. What difference is it going to make if I say those words to you and if I just say to you, I want to be with you for the rest of my life. I'm showing you that I want to be with you for the rest of my life. Like, why do I need some type of token to give you that you have to wear on a daily basis? Why do I have to? Why do we have to gather our families together? Why do we have to have somebody sign paperwork for us? If I can just tell you that I want to be with you for the rest of my life.
I used to think that exact thing, because I actually used to be pretty against marriage in terms of.
I'm not against marriage at all. Just for the
I'm just saying I am. I used to be pretty against marriage in general. Recently, my mindset has kind of changed, and sometimes this isn't like obviously like a broad answer, but at least this is sometimes like the kind of rationale that I've come to is sometimes the most important thing is to like it's going to be a little cliche, I guess, is to like appease your partner and really find the value in the things that they value. If you value them as a human, being that you want to spend the rest of your life with, and at some point you can't really ration everything or make everything logical. Sometimes it is just like the answer is what it is because I want it to be, and if you think I'm important, then it's important to you. You know what I mean?
So you're saying that so sometimes you're doing it because one partner wants it.
Yeah, I think that's what you do sometimes in a relationship. Like sometimes
sure.
You don't want to do something, but you're important to me. And if that's important to you, then that's important to me.
But don't you think at that point you would want to find out why it's what is of importance? Like, why is it of importance to that person?
Yeah, and you can get into like the nitty gritty of like exactly why do you need this from me. But I think as long as they've really like thought about it, and I guess you guys can talk, like people can talk about it way more, but I think even their explanation will hit a wall at some point of just like, I think it's just security, and then it's like, I think, my family has been unstable, so I just want that from you and our family moving forward. And you'll eventually hit like a bottom of like, well, this is just kind of how I feel. You know what I mean? And like at some point you're like, okay,
boss,
well,
man.
that's how you feel. Great.
Let me tell you something, boss man. Let me tell you something.
What's up?
There's a lot of people.
He's about to go off real quick.
There's a lot of people, and this is what makes me mad about a lot of stuff when it comes to marriages, right? And the different issues that surround marriage. It makes absolutely no sense for anyone to get married today. It makes absolutely no sense. Taxes, fuck all that, right? All that noise. What if you two broke bitches get married? Fuck taxes, right? Marriage has become a way for people to fill the void that they feel in their heart, right? There is hundreds of millions of people walking around with God-sized holes in their heart, and they're trying to fill it with all these fucking superficial things: the alcohol, the sex, the drugs, the wedding rings, the promise rings, the engagement photos, the honeymoon photos. They just keep pouring this shit into this bottomless pit. Little do they know, right? God is the size of a mustard seed, right? When you put him in there, that shit will grow and fill that void that you're so desperately seeking to fill, right? That is what marriage is about. Marriage is about me and you saying, I love you so fucking much, right? I love you so fucking much that if I die today, God would take care of you, because our love, we are now giving to him, right? Because there's a thing, now this is my thing with God lately, is God provides to all, right? I like to say that, I provide to my children. No, I don't. God provides to me that allows me to provide to my children. I don't provide shit. I just pass the buck. Y'all get what I'm saying? I'm just passing the buck to my kids, and in hopes that my kids will pass the buck to their grandkids, right?
That one I don't agree with. I think that God also provides to your kids. God has given you the strength to pass on those things in return, therefore blessing your child as well. But I think with kids it goes back and forth, right? Like, God bless you with this seed in order to continue to grow. Like, if you really see your child as a seed, which he is, or
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. God provides to the children directly as well. You know what I mean? But I am not so oblivious to the idea that, like, yeah, I wake up and I strap on these boots and I go to work. Sure, I do, right? But that job is God provided, right? The strength to get my ass about that bed is God provided. These muscles, all these tendons, these bones, and this brain that I got sitting in my head, I didn't wake up and create this shit. Somebody else did, right? He provided the notion to my parents who in February of 1992 decided to do some nasty shit, and then boom, here I am, right? It's all, I've gotten past what's your love language. I've gotten past, where does your career, where do you see yourself? What's your 5-year plan? I've gotten way past that. What's your walk with God?
Wait, what?
What's your walk with God?
These are all important questions.
No.
They're important questions. They're important questions. But the first one, those are what I'm asking first, baby. You go to church? Do you believe in a higher power? Oh, you do? What does your relationship look like with him or her or it? How often do you pray? How often do you go to church?
Wait.
Like,
see, I'm not that deep.
Wait. At what point before you went to Pound Town did you ask these questions, my guy?
No, because he's not trying to.
I just like part of the problem.
But that's the thing is right. He just went to for Pound Town. He wasn't trying to have relations with this lady.
Guys, that's what I'm telling you. I felt like I felt dirty. Like I had
Listen,
COVID. I felt like
but
I
listen. It's okay to feel dirty sometimes. All right, I've been wanting to feel dirty for a long time. Just let me get dirty real fast, okay? But that's the thing. That's the thing, bro. Is that I feel that way. Like, there's a reason that I haven't like gone out. Like, I don't go outside. Y'all know I be in the fucking house. I be streaming. I be watching movies. Yeah, I need to go outside and touch grass and some ass. But what I'm saying is, like, it's okay to do that. You know what I mean? But I do agree. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong in what you did. I don't.
I do.
I don't think so. But what I will say is, it's not long. That's like, there's no longevity in that. It's not long lasting. You know what I mean? Like, meaningless sex, although great and amazing at times,
In the moment.
But yeah, it's like when you're done beating off, you're kind of just like, what the fuck? Like, again? I did this again the third time today? You know what I mean? Like, it's like that feeling, but except for you have a body there with you. And you're just like, well, how do I act after? Like, do I say see you later? Do I say, like, do you want to go get some dinner? You know, like, what do you do after that? That's probably how you felt, right? My man, like, my man straight preached it up after he just took this chick to Pound Town.
It's because that's the. He froze a little bit. I thought he was.
Yeah, I thought he was like this.
I know. I was like, oh shit, we're pulling a little too hard.
I'm a sinner, and I will sin again, right? And I won't ever be ashamed of that. But I look at it, guys, like, and I'm gonna sound so foo-foo fee-fee when I say this shit, but like, I don't want to stand in front of my creator with my wife one day, whether I meet her there or she meets me there, and he say, before you walk in here, bud, I'm gonna need you to explain to her everything you've ever done. Because I'm a lie. We all lie about the bodies we caught. We all lie about how many times we
Who lies about that? Ask me, dog. Ask me anything. I got you.
You're telling me you've told your girlfriends about every body you ever caught.
What do I got to tell them for?
Exactly.
When's the last time I had a girlfriend?
Because that's called vulnerability, right? There's one thing to be honest.
It's called, that is my past. What reason do we were literally just talking about this. How is that a reflection of who I am today? Or maybe it's every reflection of who I am today.
Maybe it is. Because this is the paradox that you got yourself circling in. If sex doesn't matter that much, and if it's
who said that?
Hold on.
Oh.
And if sex doesn't matter that much, right? This is the paradox that we're all in. If sex doesn't matter that much, and it's okay, like it's all right to go get one out from time to time, then why is it so hard for us to explain it to our lovers, to the people that we claim that we want to spend our life with? You know me better than anybody. But do they?
But I don't think it is hard to explain to your lovers.
I think too, though, if you feel that you can't really like talk to them about that stuff, one, they might not be able to, like, they maybe shouldn't be asking, or two, they should be more understanding of like, yep, that's kind of like what I did.
That's not fair for you to say. That's not fair for you to say.
Why?
Your experience with sex is a lot different than our experiences with sex.
Yeah, because I mean,
to avoid the worry.
Yeah, it is just different, I guess. But
to avoid.
I'm not trying to take it away from you, though. I'm not trying to take it away from you, but I understand what Punch is saying, because he has done these like one night stand type of things, or a girl has slid in his DMs and he's gone and linked up with her, or sloppy night at the bar and a girl comes back home with them. Like, he doesn't want to explain those types of things to his next girlfriend, is what he's saying. Or it is hard for him to explain those things. Like, when you have genuinely been only with the people that you have been in long-term relationships, it's a lot easier for you to talk about those things with your partner, because they're more understanding, right? They're like, oh yeah,
I guess that's true. Yeah, I guess that's true. Like,
they're not gonna come at you a certain way because of the fact that because of you running off and doing these things with a girl of the night, you don't want to talk about those things. I get where you're coming from, but I do agree with where Zero's coming from, where it's like, if you're not able to explain those types of things to people, then those are probably not the person that you should be with.
Or I guess there has to be like
I
some
look at
level
it,
of like understanding on, yeah, but I guess on both sides, same thing.
but yeah, but there's also the argument when you're looking at it from her standpoint to me, right? It's like, why would I be with this guy if this is the type of way that he treats his body, right? Like to take the body is supposed to be the ultimate form of intimacy. It's supposed to be the ultimate form of saying, in this moment, we are doing this thing that could potentially give us the greatest gift in all of the universe, which is a child, right? Like,
Yeah,
if this
but
is now talking about marriage. We're talking about somebody I'm trying to marry. You feel me?
okay.
And so for me, I'm trying to look at myself and say, okay, I've had this past, cool, whatever, right? It is what it is. I've explained it to who I've explained it to. But moving forward, do I continue to make these same type of decisions, right, that have led me to similar outcomes over and over and over and over again? That's the definition of insanity, my man.
Ooh, I was
You
about
get
to say
me?
that.
So if
No,
I can't direct my life towards God, then how can I expect my girlfriend to direct her life towards God? And if us as a joint union are not directed towards God, then why get fucking married?
no, I can agree with
Girls,
that.
girls back at no, this shit's always funny. I like this argument that people get into. Is if I died, would you get remarried?
Mm.
Would you find somebody else? See, and the answer is supposed to be no. And oh, you want me to be lonely? You just want me to be lonely for the rest of my life? Like, actually, bitch, you got the best friend in God. He's going to keep you company.
Damn, best friend, bitch, and God all in the same sentence, bro.
Goddamn right, motherfucker. I'm dead as hell. How are you? How dare you? How dare you try to go hook up with somebody else, bitch? I done gave you all my shit. Like,
This is a good question. This is a good question that's been presented. Do you need to be in a religion to have a relationship? No.
no.
And this is kind of something that we were touching on.
Is religion
What about
is
two
if
atheists? Could they never get married?
I
That
don't.
you can get married, bro. I'm not trying to stop anybody from getting married. And, right?
No,
We had a
apart from
conversation.
religion. I'm talking about God. These two have no ties to God.
Yeah. So then there's no point in marriage, in my opinion.
What's the
There
point?
has to
I
be
just don't
some
agree.
type of
I just don't
there
agree.
has to be some type of belief or faith in a higher being in order for marriage to mean anything.
That's why you have to believe in a God to be a fucking Freemason. Because when I shake your hand and I make you a fucking promise, you can say he believes in a God. We've taken the same oaths. We've taken the same promises to God. And when this man shakes my fucking hand, I know he's going to pull through, right? Because sure, he can do me wrong, right? But in the eyes of God are watching. It's always watching,
Well,
right?
that's the thing, right? Okay, so here's zero. So if you don't believe that you have, so what? So at that point, right? If you don't believe that there has to be some type of faith in a higher being, or that you're getting married in the eyes of God, right? Which is how marriage is supposed to be, right? Like the reason for marriage is because you're getting married in the eyes of God. You're making this promise to one another in the eyes of somebody that obviously the one who matters the most. What is the point of marriage then? Just to fulfill the wants and needs of your partner?
That's the flesh. That's an earthly desire.
I'm trying to think. There was little bit of a tangent. There was Jordan Jordan Peterson always talked about this idea that like everybody believed in God, they just didn't have the name to it. So there was this idea that like it's kind of hard. I don't remember it, and I probably can't explain it super in detail. But essentially, there was like all religious people who really believed in God had an underlying like oath, maybe, to the betterment of either themselves or the community or like with their partners and stuff like that. Even atheists abide by this kind of a law of life. They don't like commit crimes. They, well, I mean, some of them do, but you know, people, vast majority of them don't commit crimes and stuff like that. And people who have relationships tend to want them to work out, especially when it's like long term. Even though there's no like religious or like God that they view, that they kind of pray to, there's still this underlying fact of the matter of they want this thing. It'd be better if this thing got better, if that makes sense. So I don't think you necessarily need a God in order to get married. I think there's still a lot of promise and meaning that could be found in marriage with somebody, the promise that you can be with somebody for the rest of your life, that follows that same rubric of like, just because I don't believe in God doesn't mean that I don't believe in the underlying of like, I wish and hope that this relationship can be fostered and be better over time, and hopefully our whole life. There's still like that good.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. There's a little confusion because I know that Korpsx and I keep talking about God and marriage, right? You don't have to be religious to get married. Like, I don't think either one of us are saying that. You just have to have some type of belief in a higher being. The reason that, like, you're being joined as one in front of, like, the creator, right? So that's why I'm saying, like, at what point does marriage make sense? Like, who are you making these promises to? One another?
I mean, yeah, some people more than likely are making these promises to one another. Somebody in my chat said something kind of similar to what I just asked. Would it make it like null and void if like one person believed in God and one didn't? Like at all? Like atheist, full atheist, like there is no, you know.
Well, then there would be, that's the point, is there's no reason to marriage at that point then.
But
like I think if you take a religious person, we're not talking about religious people, and I'm not saying that you have to be religious to get married. I think if you took somebody like, we'll use
God, yeah.
I'll use me as an example, right? Because I know if I use Putch as an example, he's gonna be like, nah, fuck that, bro. I'm finding a bitch. But me, for example, right? I do believe in a higher being. I do believe there is a God of some sort. And if I found a young lady who didn't and refused to believe that there was any type of full science believer, didn't believe in a higher being at all, I would see no point in marriage at that point. I could be with this person for the rest of my fucking life, but I would see no point in marriage. And I owe nothing to this person. I don't owe marriage to this person. For what reason? If they don't believe that we're getting married in the eyes of a higher being and married for a reason, to show our unity to the person or to the being that it really matters to, then there's no point in being married. Because that is where marriage comes from. Like that is the stem of marriage.
Even, I don't know. Putch, do you want to chime in? I'm kind of thinking right now still. I mean, what do you think about like what so like in my analogy of like the atheist getting married, what do you think about that?
So let's say to a believer and a non-believer,
or two non-believers.
Two non-believers. I don't see the reason behind the sanction of marriage, because for what reason are you taking this pledge to each other? Under whose authority? Right? Am I to bind you to me and me to you? Under what governance are these oaths being taken? Right? Because that of man always fails. You know what I'm saying? So for me, to atheists, it's saying all you guys are looking, you might as well just buy her a fucking promise ring. Right? Like, and if y'all want tax loopholes and shit, like, bro, there's millions of tax loopholes that y'all can exploit not being married. Right? Like, just a boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Knock the fucking chick up 10 times and she can get fucking food stamps for the rest of her fucking life.
I mean, it's true what he's saying.
Sure.
What are y'all trying to gain out the system with these promises that you guys have already made to each other, right? And to go to somebody who's a believer to a non-believer, it's still kind of the same thing to me, because if it was me and my girlfriend, I would say my promise to you doesn't carry the same weight as your promise to me, because my promise is going upstairs. Your promise is staying between us.
But is there no weight or no importance on the promise between two individuals? I feel like that's pretty strong. That could be a really strong force.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
There is.
It
Absolutely.
is.
Like, obviously, so just for context, I believe in God as well, but I said earlier, I'm in this weird in between of like science and God. And I've yet to figure all that out. I can't really talk about it. I mean, it doesn't matter. But between two people, I think it could be really, really strong. And I think it could be enough reason. I mean, not to say that religion or I guess believing in a higher power is not important, because I think it's super important. But to have a promise between two people could be extremely serious, and I think extremely important and last your whole life.
Yeah, but
I'll break your heart.
again.
I'll break your heart.
Hold on. Okay, yeah, hold on. Let me say something real fast. So it's easy enough to say what you just said, right? I can make a promise to another person to be with them for the rest of my life. I can easily do that without getting married. Without getting married, I can easily do that.
Okay.
So that, like I said, again, the point of marriage is that you're taking these two beings and joining them together as one in the eyes of God. That is the biggest difference. Is that I could easily find a girl, fall in love, want to spend the rest of my life with her, give her a ring and say, "Hey, I promise to be with you forever." Put it on her finger and call it a day. Easily do that. But the difference is the whole reasoning for a marriage, the whole reason that marriage started is because you are not only making this promise to one another, which is great. That's exactly how it should start. But you're doing it in the eyes of God.
And if you died, I would find you in the next life. And I would find you in the next life after that. And I would find you in the next life after that. And I would find you in the next life after that.
So here's a good question, and we touched on this a little bit earlier, Frank. But Frank said, if they don't believe, we were going back to the one person that does believe, one person that doesn't. He says, if they don't believe and you believe, but you don't go to church, why do you owe more to a higher being? Church, just because you don't go to church doesn't mean that you don't believe in a higher being. Church has gone astray, I would say, for a lot of different reasons now in this day and age. I mean, look at some of these fucking churches.
Bro, some of them are wild. Some are like, yeah, gonna jump on the private
Do you
jet.
guys
Got
know
a
the
spinning
only-
globe behind me while I.
Do you know the
preach.
only
That shit is
time Jesus
crazy.
ever showed violence?
Sorry, I was gonna make a bad joke.
You know the only time Jesus ever got violent is he went into the temples, and there was people selling. You get what I'm saying? It was like, oh, we can buy your sin. Oh, buy this, and it will cure your sins, right? And so he went and he how did it say it? That he flipped the table. He flipped the table. And it was because he knew in his father's house that this was not the way. This wasn't the way that you do this. This is not, y'all get what I'm trying to say here, right? And so the church as an establishment is flawed. What is not flawed is the word, right? Like, though, yes, it's been translated, whatever. But when you have a connection to something that's above you, right? Call it Allah, call it God, call it whatever the fuck you want, right? When you have that higher calling, right? That's what you owe to. That's what you don't owe shit to the church, right? The church actually owes you because you sit in the pew. You donate to keep the fucking church running, right? Your faith in God is what keeps those seats filled. Nothing more, nothing less. That's why the institution of religion is nothing but an instrument of evil forces. You get what I'm saying? Because you get these pastors with the $1 million houses, you get these pastors with the private jets who are hurting kids, who are doing bad shit. You get what I'm saying?
Y'all ever seen? Yeah, you ever seen that pastor that was like, "Oh, this watch costs 800,000. Like my first house cost 400,000. Like this watch probably costs more than your houses." Have you guys ever seen that clip of that preacher
That's wild
doing that
though.
shit?
That's wild.
Bro, I'm gonna see if I can find it and put it in the Discord. Bro, that shit is insane to me. Absolutely fucking insane to me.
I think that, and this is where I smash into a lot of arguments with people, but we've
Smash
lost
other
the
things too, baby.
bro, she literally said, I would
Not
never
anymore.
do that again.
Not
She said,
anymore.
I would never do that again.
Wait,
Not anymore.
real
Hold on.
quick.
This is the same motherfucker that said he was done with women 2 weeks ago.
Real quick. Yeah. I was about to say. So is this like sweeping declaration, like we're done, or is this like done for now, to be continued? Or what do you want?
You're
Like,
gonna go back and see her. Let's be real, bro.
well,
No,
what do you
Shorty
want
told me
for
no.
like the future? Okay, not her, but what's
Let
the,
me
what's the,
no.
what's the next
If
DM?
she DMs you again, it's like, hey, big head, what are you up to?
Big head.
You'd be like, I could be there in 10.
Stop.
Tell me you're not.
Korpsx.
Tell me you're not.
I don't even want to put that on the airwaves.
Yeah, you do.
I
Do it.
I got,
No, don't do it,
I
don't
got
do it,
somebody
don't do it.
hitting me up now. Talking about I'll fly to you.
But you got
Right?
post nut
You
clarity.
better put him on a plane. Yeah, you do have post nut
Bro.
clarity, bro. Give it. What time is it right now? 11. Give it till like 12:30 once we're off the pod and you're laying in bed. You're scrolling through your phone.
No, I think he'll stick it out.
I don't.
But
Wait. Where in Texas are you?
why are you
San
gonna
Benito.
dox some shit, bro?
San Antonio?
San
yeah,
Benito.
Oh, San Benito. Oh yeah, you ain't getting laid out there.
Oh, I could get it, bro. I could pull the
Stop, bro. Stop.
I could
Don't
pull-
let him
I
get
could
into
pull
you,
the-
bro.
I could pull to Dallas right now.
Save his
Yeah,
evil,
pull
bro.
up.
He's an instrument
Pull
of evil.
up.
Stop it. Don't let him.
Pull
do
up,
that
because
to
you know what they look like in Dallas. Boom!
Boy, they're built. They're brick house
Listen,
built. boy.
listen. But no, genuinely, there has to be like some sort of like behavior change that you're gonna do moving forward, other than just like telling yourself that you no longer want to do this. Like, what are those
check it
steps that you're gonna
Matter
take?
of fact, I was just in Ventura. It was Tequila and Taco Festival, right? And I'm in.
Oh, I
downtown
love.
Ventura.
Oh my god, I love.
Bro, check it out. Me and my homie pulled on me from shout out Kalen Eddings. My man Kalen Eddings, you know, he pulled up on me from North Carolina. So I took him downtown Ventura. We're cruising by, bro, and I'm high as fuck, right? Cruising by, and we see these 3 white girls sitting in the bar. I'm like, oh, it's on. So we pull up, I catch my drink, start chatting with them. Boom, 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 boom. Homie even tried to step on my toes. One of these dudes from the bar tried to step on my toes and like bought old girl flowers as I'm right here, like, you know, jaw jacking with her. And he's like, starts like talking to her and shit. So, you know, I turned to Kaylin. I'm like, hey, man, this motherfucker a hater, bro. Like trying to step on my game, man. You know what I mean? And in that moment, like, I was like, ugh. Like, what are we competing over right now?
This is why I don't go outside. What the fuck?
I love inside. Weeds.
I got
legal
air
here.
conditioning.
Listen.
I got air conditioning right here. I got the
Crime
dogs.
rate is low as fuck. I got
Don't worry about
weed
nobody.
naked.
Guys, let me introduce you to a game called Ministry, okay? I've been playing this game.
Yes,
It's great.
man.
It's a great game. You're not gonna be outside for the fucking rest of your life, okay? Don't worry
Bro,
about girls.
But Damo, you do bring up an amazing point, because the hypocrisy that I've been spewing on this fucking podcast, bro, and I want people to know, right? Like, making changes in your life does take time, right? And especially in behaviors that you have thought to be okay for so fucking long, to change that takes fucking time, right? And in this moment where I was lonely and all these things, horny as fuck, I slid on this person. But then as I'm leaving, I sit down in the car and I'm like, dude, what did I just do?
Okay, so let me ask you this, because that was like mindless sex, right? That was like mindless sex. Somebody slid in your DM, you linked up, whatever the case may be, right? Now, what if it was somebody that you actually enjoyed being around? no relationship, right? You didn't have a relationship with this person, but it was somebody that you genuinely enjoyed being around. Would it then be okay to have sex?
No,
Are you telling
Not for
yourself
me.
that? Okay.
not for me. Not for me. It's just not okay anymore.
Is it the
It's just
vulnerability aspect of it, or what is it? Or is it that there's nothing that comes after it?
first. It's the idea of if something horrible happened, would I want to deal with this person for the next 18 years of my life minimum?
Well, don't be dumb, bruv. There's ways to prevent it.
Things happen though.
Sure, but
Condoms break.
yeah, condoms break. Plan B doesn't work. Bruh,
Hey, chaos theory. Anything bad that can happen will happen.
let me
Murphy's
tell you
law,
something,
bro.
bro. I've been pulling out for fucking. How old am I now? I've been pulling out for like 17 years, dog.
Bro, my daughter's a birth control baby.
Well, stop nutting in people.
I didn't mean to. I didn't do it. I didn't like a little got in there. Like a little got in there, obviously.
A little was enough.
Surprise. And a little
Well,
was a fucking
masturbate more,
enough.
dog. Masturbate.
A-
Learn
a
your
little
body. Learn
a
your
little
body.
bro, that's what I'm saying. Like to the next person, whoever you are,
They're out there somewhere.
I want to be so in love with this person, and they so in love with me that when that night happens, it's like we're fucking like begging for it. You know what I mean? Like just fucking like there's nothing else. Like there's just nothing else in this world that we.
So
can
you're
do
telling
to
you-
cherish each other.
You're telling
You know what I
yourself right now that the next person that you'll have sex with, you'll only have sex with them when you're in love with them.
Yeah. I think I need
Wait,
to
wait,
be
wait,
in
wait,
love.
wait,
I think I need to be
This
in love.
let me
No,
just
wait,
say
wait,
something.
wait, because this doesn't mean that he's gonna be like years in the making. This just means that he wants to be in love, correct?
I don't want to be in love. That's
Wait,
that's
so
where
wait,
this whole thing.
wait.
That's where
The
this whole
fear
thing
of it
lies
all,
in.
bro. The fear of it all. You
It's
know,
not
we-
even-
I will
it's
tell you.
not a fear. It's not a fear because a couple people have told me that. You guys are not the only people I've talked to about this. So these theories and some of this philosophy has been refined. I don't fear it. No one has earned it. I know what I'm willing to do for the person that I love. I know how far I'm willing to go. I think I proved that in my last relationship.
I thought you
I
were
think
about
I-
to say.
I think I proved
the
it.
last
I think I
interaction.
proved that in the bedroom a week
No,
ago.
no.
I literally thought that's what you were just. I was like, dog, what?
And I think I proved it through that, right? And I also proved it with my relationship with Sydney, right? Like the ways that me and her communicate to each other now. Like, you know what I mean? Like where it was once so uber hostile, we have reached a point of maturity to where it's like we laugh and talk about shit now. You know what, bro? You remember how me and Sid used to be Cisco? Like me and her are friends again now. Like, you know what I mean? Like after fucking damn near 4 years. Right?
It's
And-
important. That is the most important. And you and I have chatted about this over a very long period of time. And I've had other friends that have chatted to me about it too. Like in my opinion, this is my opinion, and this is based off of my relationship that I have. I think that it's very important, no matter what, to be on good terms with the other parent in that parenthood. It is extremely important. No matter who, I don't give a fuck if the person cheated on you, fucking scratched your fucking car. I don't like. I'm not saying you have to be buddy buddy. I'm not saying you have to be best friends. I'm not saying that you guys got to go out and do shit together all the fucking time. But it is so fucking important to have a good relationship, bro. Because those kids see that shit, and the world is changing so fucking fast, and the kids grow up so fucking fast. They see everything. So I applaud you on that. I applaud you that you've matured enough to get to that point in that relationship, because it is so fucking important, dog. It's so fucking important.
And I will say this. I'll put this shit down on wax. I loved that girl with all my heart. I loved her with all my being. And I refuse to continue to go through the cycle of giving myself to somebody on that level and in hopes that it would bring us closer. And in hopes that it creates more intimacy. I remember Damien said that one time about it. It's like, it's an intimate moment. It's like, Yeah, like yeah, actually it is.
It's
And
extremely intimate.
It's so fucking intimate that it cripples me inside because it's like you see the most of me. You know what
The
I mean?
most
Like,
vulnerable state, bro.
you feel me?
Literally the most vulnerable state.
Butt fucking naked. Like people think I have all these
Well, you have
tattoos
sex naked?
Wait,
No,
how the fuck do you? Oh,
Hey,
I
bro,
was-
if you can get
Jesus
me butt
Christ.
naked in sex, if you can get me butt naked in sex, that means I like you for real. Like, because I usually have my socks on or like my shirt, but
I just
like
I just put my dick through the pee hole.
sometimes even the drawers too.
Jeans?
Depends how busy. It
Just
depends how
jeans
busy I'm
out?
trying to
Of
get.
the jeans, yeah, bro.
Wow,
But
what a rug burn.
so I look at it like this, right? Because I did hear this. Is I don't know where a man can have sex with a woman unprotected, right? Let's say it's his girlfriend. He has sex with this girl unprotected, but she draws the line at making his lunch for work. Or
Here we fucking go. We got to be careful with this one, bro.
Hey,
I'm just saying, all I'm saying is
for a second, I thought you were gonna circle back to
Oh,
the porn
wait.
thing.
Wait, hold on. No. Let's chat about this for a second. Actually, hold on. This is okay. So you're saying if a man is vulnerable enough to have sex with a woman with no protection, she should make it some lunch for him?
those are husband level activities.
No.
No,
I gotta.
no,
I'm
no,
disagreeing with your ass
I
on this.
agree.
One.
I disagree.
Activities.
No,
Bro,
actually, well,
she has-
not
look,
anymore.
She has to allow you.
anymore.
The woman has to have so much trust in you to allow you to go in with no protection.
Husband level activities.
Nah, I don't think so.
I'm gonna disagree with you on this one.
Husband
Dude,
level
no.
activities.
Husband level activities,
for
I feel like
me-
are seeing the most vulnerable parts of women and not leaving at the first sight of like crazy
What did
shit
we
or
just say
danger or
having
whatever.
sex butt naked was? What did we
Vulnerable.
just say?
It's
It's
vulnerable.
vulnerable, but I mean,
vulnerable.
Yeah.
that's like
And
dudes.
so for a woman to allow
No.
me in her body unprotected,
No.
right,
Well,
it's
yes,
not
but
only
She's
is it
allowing you.
vulnerable,
She's allowing you again,
mhm,
right? Okay.
and I'm taking it. And I'm taking
I feel like that
it.
might be wife level activities. Now that I
That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
wife level activities, my friend, and that's why.
All right. So what if
now
you fucking with a condom on then?
It's still a problem. It's still a problem.
I think
Right.
I give it. Look, I think it takes more for a woman to say yes to unprotected sex than it does for a man.
No.
yeah,
Absolutely.
bro, we'll fuck a tree if it's lubed up enough.
I
You ever
already
had
admitted
sex-
that I
but
would.
Have you ever had sex? Have you ever had sex with a girl who had an STD?
No,
Thank God I have it.
Okay. I know guys who dated girls who had STDs. Right?
Yeah, well that's
And-
fine though. Like
No,
that's
it's not.
they need love too, baby.
No, bro.
I'm not gonna love 'em.
No.
So you're saying that a woman with an STD doesn't deserve love.
I'm not saying that at all. What I'm
She
saying
gave
is,
she gave husband activity. What the fuck did you say? Husband level activity, and then she got burned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to understand your point here.
So to me, right? So having an STD, whether they knew or not, right? That doesn't constitute whether or not you should be loved by somebody. I'm not saying that at all, right? But whether or not,
just said that.
no, hold on. But whether or not you're getting those level of activities from me is different, right?
All right. So time out. I just want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying correctly.
Mhm.
So you're saying that if you have sex with a woman unprotected,
Mhm.
you are then deserving of wife style living
Absolutely.
that's wild. Wait.
because
it
you
sounds
fucked her raw.
because it's
Mhm.
'cause it sounds like you're going based off of what it means to you now, not necessarily what it meant to you. What
We can-
well,
Then
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it seems like proactively starting now, it seems like all right, from this point forward, if I'm doing this, it requires this level of intimacy where you're willing to spend the night, make me dinner, make me breakfast, whatever, XYZ.
But you still get the draws raw. That's what make it make sense,
Oh.
Corpse.
No. I think you guys are confused because you're only looking at it. You guys are only looking at it as what Korpsx is getting from her.
Well, because Corpse is only saying what Corpse is getting from her. Corpse is not saying what Corpse is giving. Besides some raw dick.
Wait, that's all that's been asked, right? So what she gets from me, I already know what I'm gonna provide to her, right? Like I've said this to you guys before. I'm not providing wife level activity to girls who want to act like a girlfriend. I'm not going to provide husband level lifestyle if girlfriend wants to only act like a girlfriend. People ain't getting from me what they don't give in return. Too much of my life and with too much of these women, right? I just gave. They wanted the sex, they got the sex. Wanted the money, they got the food dates, the this, the that. They got. Right? So why don't we reverse this shit a little bit, right? And let's say
You're trying to take the reins.
Not even take the reins, but let's look at things for what they fucking truly are. There's a reason why people have sex after you're married, right? And this is where I nail my point home, and this is where I nail my point home also with marriage. A marriage is sanctioned by God, right? And then back in the day, when you did not put a ring on their finger, what they would do is they would have 3 candles, right? 3 candles. One for you, one for me, one in the middle. You would light one candle, they would light one candle, and then you light the middle candle together. That is your union through God, right? After that, that is when you go, and they call it consummating the marriage, right? Mm-hmm. That's when they go and have sex for the first time. There's a reason. You joined yourself spiritually first, and then you joined yourself physically through sex, right? Because the act of sex literally defies physics when you look at it, because no 2 bodies can hold the same space at one time, but you're inside of her. You guys are occupying the same space at the same time, right? You impregnate her, you now have a baby growing inside of her. You are now occupying a space, 2 spaces, or 1 space with 2 things at the same time, right? So with my relationships now, right, if I feel, and now I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm going to wait till marriage. I'm not saying that, right? Like I'm real enough with myself to say that I need to know, right, that this level of intimacy, the level of vulnerability and honesty, because those are 3 different fucking things, that they're all there, right? I need to know that all these things check off. I need to know that all these things are there and in place, that if we did do this, right, I have no doubt in my mind, right, that you're not just going to pack up and dip out, or there's not somebody else waiting in the wings, or, you're just here, going with the flow or some dumb shit, right? Because sex is a powerful tool to somebody who's in love. Now, old boy Jason Love said that about Adam. He's like, I know her sex with him is different because love is involved, right? I need love involved in my life when it comes to that level, right? Because I mean, people argue with me with this shit. When you have sex with somebody, a piece of them stays with you. I don't give a fuck when.
Hopefully, it's not herpes.
What the fuck?
Hold on. Okay. So let me. You don't have to answer this question, but I know you probably will. So, did you fuck the last girl raw?
No.
Okay.
No. We made sure that was like I came in the room and we're on the bed, and it was like, where are they? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're still watching TV, trying to.
Oh, she had him. She was ready for you.
Absolutely.
Oh shit. Say less. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, you know what? That's an interesting concept. Women carrying condoms.
I don't trust them.
Good for them. I mean, you trusted this one enough.
Not enough to date.
Nah, good for them. Any woman that carries condoms, I applaud them. Good for you,
bro.
Yo, if you're gonna do shit, do it responsibly like that.
If I don't trust her enough to date her, I should not trust her enough to have sex with her. I'm gonna say this. This is gonna sound mad whack. I don't give a fuck. There's a reason why I put tattoos on me, right? Like, a lot of people don't know, I got the Death Eater tattoo like a night after I tried to kill myself, right? Like, and I have scars on my body from shit I used to do to myself, right? So I put tattoos on me because I don't like people looking at me, right? Like, I don't like people looking at me that way, right? And people will be like, well, you take pictures with your shirt off, or you do this, or you do that. It's like, yeah, but it's also my solemn reminder, right, that these scars don't define me. They don't define who I am, right? These tattoos are all my marks of things that happened to me in my life. You get what I'm saying? And so for somebody to like touch me, you know what I mean? Like, I remember, oh my God, I want to. Sid told me, take your fucking socks off. I was like, ew, no. And then she was like, but I want you to be comfortable. I was like, I am fucking comfortable. She's like, no, you're not. Like, be with me. Like, and she said it like that, like, be with me. And I knew what she meant in that moment. Like, she wants to feel my toes, touch her toes.
Yeah, but you had the grippy socks on, huh?
Bro, I had the knee high. I had on the knee high white socks, bro, like Southside Oxnard shit. Y'all know what I'm saying? Bro, I had the gangbanger socks on. And she wanted that from me. She wanted that intimacy from me. And that was one thing. I mean, I give her
Y'all intertwined toes?
Bro, she was weird. I would tell it like her toes are so fucking long. I remember she was touching me with them one day. I was like, get your fucking hands off of me. Like, they're hands. Like, literally like fucking mitts, dude. I still remember what they look like. But she was very intimate with me on, like, not just like sexually, but like overall, like, you know what I mean? Like, as a person, very intimate with me, man. And there's a certain level of intimacy that I didn't appreciate back then. Right? That I
do you when like with this last girl, right?
mm-hmm.
Do you get like
is this an
nervous?
intervention? Is this like a sex intervention?
This is an intervention because everybody that watches the podcast regularly knows that you always have fucking issues with women.
Yeah. It's plagued me my whole life, dude. Welcome to the fucking show.
But do you ever get like do you get nervous still when you're like gonna meet somebody for the first time and have sex with them?
I talk big game, bro, but I get more nervous than I remember, bro, like my ex, I was like fucking trembling, bro. I was trembling. And I remember there was one night after me and Sid had broke up. She was like, she's like, I still remember that day. Cause bro, like I will like like bro, I was like, hold on, you need to give me a second. Like I can't breathe. And bro, because I would
like
just
that?
like all my nerves would finally like be coming off of me. Like, you know what I mean? Like it would finally be coming off of me, and then my heart rate would be so high. I'm trying to calm down, and like I just put in mad work. So I'm like trying to breathe. And I'm like, fuck. Like fuck. And it's just like all those, like I get mad nervous, bro, when it comes down to that shit. Like I know I talk big player game, but I get real nervous. I get real subconscious. I get real like all of that. Like I told you, like about my body, you know what I mean? Like how I feel about that shit. And yeah, I get mad. Like the talking to him, flirting, oh, that's easy. That shit rolls off my tongue like honey. But doing that,
Korpsx is a man's man. Look at him.
But when it comes to actually doing that, like with this last girl, I was more nervous, I think, like leading like because it was like 3 or 4 days in between the initial like we're going to set this date, then you know what I mean? So I was more nervous like in that waiting period.
Bro, honestly, I think that's what keeps me inside is that shit. I get nervous, bro.
Mm-hmm. I don't like being outside.
I don't know. Like meeting new people is just kind of, I don't know. I think I'm at a point where it's just like, for what? I've given myself out too many times, bro. I don't want to talk about it, but
What? What did you say? What?
What do you mean, what?
I have literally been going back and forth with you two assholes about this for the same exact reason. Because I've done it too many times.
I've given myself out too many times, and I've always said, like, if I don't find another person, I don't want to look anymore. I don't. I'm okay. I'm okay being alone. And honestly, I think that was the scariest. That was the scariest thing about it all. Was like being alone. I hadn't been alone my whole life, and then I started being alone. I've been alone for some time now, like a long time. And then, I think okay, maybe it's time to start peeking over here, peeking over there. Then you peek a little bit, and then boom, like oh, tag, you're it. And then you're like, oh fuck, I don't want to go back out there. You know what I mean? And it's fucking hard, bro. Like it's hard. I don't I don't want to keep doing the what's your favorite color? What do you want to, what's your 5-year plan? Like you said, I don't want to do that shit anymore, man. I'm tired. Tired of it. I'm okay with being alone. And if I never have sex again, I would be a lonely ass motherfucker, let me tell you. Cuz I don't have meaningless sex. At least, I mean,
I don't need sex to fill that hole. I don't need sex to fill that void in my life. And that's what a lot of people do. Like I've heard girls literally be like, "Yeah, I hit up my ex because I was horny and this and that." And it's like, but do you
I've heard that one
know,
before.
but do you know what you're doing to yourself when you do that? Like, do you know what you're doing to him when you do that? Like, why are you taking this little pebble and trying to fill this God-shaped hole in your being? Like what? Like for what, bruh? Like, matter of fact, that's where you fucked up by giving into that temptation and hitting up this person, right? Like that energy that you're feeling, that horniness, that's a fucking energy inside of you.
Corpse is
That
like,
needs,
unless it's me, baby, come back. Cause
nah, bro, listen. There was some nights I was about to do some weird shit to my pillows, and I could have hit up a lot of different people, bro. Like people you would not see me in public with, but bro, I'll hit you up to get this fucking nut off. Like you get me? And I had to tell myself, bro, like, nah, dog, go work out. Like, go fucking work out. Go lab. Go do something fucking productive with your fucking time, because this shit is destructive. The meaningless sex, the parading it around, it's destructive as fuck. How am I going to meet a good fucking girl, right?
But it's so good, Corpse. It's so
How am I
fun.
going to meet a good girl and explain to her what my life is?
But you owe nobody explanation. That's the thing, bro.
My wife, I do.
No, you don't, bro.
My
That's the
wife,
thing
I
that I'm
do.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. That I can never be with a girl and be like, how many guys have you been with? Because what does it matter? What explanation do they owe me? We're now. Why does who you've been with and how many people you've been with in the past matter to me if I want you here right now? Why does that
Because
matter
it's
at all?
disgusting. Because it's
Disgusting how?
disgusting.
Disgusting how?
Because imagine you were dating a virgin girl.
I don't want to be with a virgin girl. I need some
But that
experience.
wasn't the statement.
Okay,
The
imagine I was
statement,
dating a virgin girl. Okay.
and she said, "Have you had sex before?"
Yes.
Obviously, you got a kid,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, not only is that something that she has to know what she's signing up for, right? But you got to understand too, the flip side of it is that this is what we are asking of these women, right? Like especially me and you as single dads.
Wait, what are we
We're ask,
asking?
we are asking them to be mature enough to be understanding to the idea that somebody has not only touched our body, right? Who's not them. We're taking a virgin girl, right? Let's just take the example of a virgin woman. Not only has somebody else touched our body in a way that they've never been touched, right? But there's a child involved in this, right? So there's the
Okay.
solemn reminder of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are making such a high demand on people who are humanly flawed, right? And in my human flaw, where do I say enough is enough? Where do I say okay, right? I am asking her. I have now asked her to bite off so much. Can she chew it? You know what I mean? Like I've asked her to accept this, to accept that, to accept this, and to accept that. Cool. That's an easy demand for me to make, right? But we never really try to put ourselves on the other side of the aisle and be like, how does she feel when she looks at me now? How does she feel? Does she hold her head up high when she says, "Yeah, that's my boyfriend," right? Let's say me, for example. how does a girl look at her girlfriends and be like, yeah, he's got 2 kids with 2 different women, right? Because a man wants to feel the stature of having a woman who can't be touched by other men. Women want that same thing. They want.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, so I want a woman that when is with me can no longer be touched by another man, right? I can agree with you on that statement, 150 fucking %. If you're with me now, there is no other men for as long as you're with me.
Mm-hmm.
So what the fuck does it matter who they were with before? What does it matter?
Because bro, everybody's gonna sit there and say, right? You could say it, right? I could say it, Damo could say it, right? But if one of those bodies that she caught was your best friend, one of your homies, your brother, or your cousin, it would change the dynamic of how you look at that relationship.
But I would probably already know that prior to being with that person.
I'm just saying.
I've been in that situation before, though, and
But
it didn't change anything.
But I'm saying, did you know before or after?
After dating this person for a while, yes. And then I found out after, and I was like, oh, but I stuck it out. It didn't change anything because that was before me, bro. It was before me.
What ended that relationship?
COVID. No, that's a running joke. That relationship was ended based off of. It's a running joke. I got broken up with during when I had COVID. It's a running joke. No, that relationship was just ended with what the fuck ended that relationship? Something that I couldn't agree with. It was the ex-boyfriend story that I told you. Being best friends with the ex-boyfriend again.
Yep. Why does it matter if she's friends with the ex-boyfriend?
Nah, that's wild. We talked about that. That is.
We had a whole podcast about this.
I know. I mean, trust me. I don't think it's right at all. Right, but for me, let's start at the top. Y'all have had sex.
Me and this person?
Just like them and their ex, right? Like,
well, what if her and the ex never had sex?
Them still being friends is still a problem, right?
That's the issue.
Taking it from the top, it's y'all had sex, fam.
Honestly, no. Hear me out. Honestly, it wasn't the way that it wasn't that. That wasn't the reason. It wasn't because, I want to be friends with my ex again. It was the way that it was presented, the conversation that was had, and then how it was executed. That was the issue to me. It was because, look, man, I understand we live in a life where you have relationships with certain people, and you still want to keep those relationships going. I understand it, bro. I'm a very fucking understanding person. But conversation is also very big to me. You guys know that. Communication is huge. So if that communication just goes right out the window, then there's no reason. If I feel like I wasn't heard or, my feelings weren't taken into consideration after this conversation was had and it still goes astray, then there's no reason for me to still be there.
Wait. I have a question then. If communication is huge, if the girl that you're with asks how many bodies you've caught, are you lying?
No. I already answered that question.
I feel like earlier this exact podcast you said you're lying. Unless I was
No. Korpsx said that he would lie about it. He wouldn't give the real number, he said.
No.
I would be honest about it.
I would.
Oh, word. Maybe I mixed that up.
No, but Zave, you did say, right, it's none of her business.
It isn't. I don't owe that explanation to anybody.
But
neither does she. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that's the thing. That's the thing. Now that's where rubber meets the road for me, and that's why I'm planning for it this way.
But is that a conversation that you're gonna have with every woman that's gonna be your partner? Is how many people have you been with?
If she asks me, I'm telling her. If she asks me, I'm telling her. If she asks me, I'm telling her. But if that doesn't prompt me to ask back, is what I'm alluding to. I'm not asking back because she asked me that question. Yeah, like I didn't ask fucking Rosie and I didn't ask Sydney. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how many guys got? I didn't ask those questions.
Because it's not important.
But to some people it is, Cisco, and that's the thing. That's where you got to be understanding enough with anybody and everybody that
Those are the people I don't. Then I don't want those type of people around. If that matters, bro. Like that's not the type of relationship I want to have.
Wait, is that the hill you're wanting to die on? Is that really like that? I don't know. I feel like
no. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Like I'm not gonna leave somebody if they ask me how many people I've been with. But I need to know what the importance of that is. Not based off of like being combative. Like I don't want to be combative and be like, "Oh, why the fuck are you asking me that?" No, I'm gonna be real with you and tell you what the number is. But I want to know, why is that important to you? Like
because how important is sex to you? What does sex mean to you?
Sex is extremely important to me. Extremely important.
Okay, so maybe that is why they're asking. So how many times have you had this extremely important activity go on with XYZ people?
Okay, great question. Right? Now let me tell you, as I've matured, sex has become more important to me in the way that I view it, right? Like it is I've said this for a very, very long time. Like sex isn't I believe that sex is important in a relationship. But it is the most vulnerable that you can be with somebody. And if I am willing to be that vulnerable with you and you're willing to be that with me, I think that's a private thing. I think that's a private thing between two people.
Mm-hmm. Like you're not filming OnlyFans.
I'm not filming OnlyFans. If anything is filmed, it's filmed for me. Like I'm not going around like calling people like, "Yo, this is who I was with." Blah 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 blah. Like if it's asked about, sure, I'll talk about it. But like I am so serious when it comes to having sex and that being so private to me that's why I don't owe an explanation to anybody. I believe that. Like I don't want to know who you've been with because you've been vulnerable with that other person. You were intimate with that other person. It was behind closed doors. It was private. That's y'all's thing. I don't see why it is important for me to tell you who I've been private with.
I don't.
That's like me asking, how many times have you told somebody that you love them? How many people have you held hands with? How many times have you gone on a dinner date with somebody and expressed to them your deepest, darkest fear? Like I don't.
That can't be the same. That can't be the same. Yeah, that can't be the same.
Not even close.
How is that not similar?
It's not. No, it's not even. Not even. Can't even be in like the same line of ideas.
I can't have sex at the fucking restaurant. But I can eat the fucking food right there.
You don't think telling somebody your deepest, darkest fear is vulnerable?
No, but it's like not even close to the same level of intimacy of like what.
No, sure. I'm not saying that it's on the same level of intimacy. What I'm saying is it is a form of intimacy. So if I have to sit here and ask who they've been intimate with on all these different levels as well?
That shit don't matter.
Why doesn't it?
Shit don't matter.
Why doesn't it?
What's your deepest fear? Fucking spiders? Like, yeah, that matters.
Nah,
right?
that's not. But that's not somebody's deepest fear, though, bro. Like you're literally digging into somebody's brain at that point. Like that. That's another reason that I don't want to date, right? Because I don't want to start. I don't want to share myself again. I don't want to share the way that I think again. I don't want to talk about these things anymore. Because then I let too many people in, bro. I let too many fucking people in, and I don't want to do that anymore.
There's a whole wave of men. Right, myself included, who would say those exact same things, right? Who would say those exact same things, but, and I'm not saying you, but they have no problem going and sharing their body with another woman.
But y'all know I don't. Motherfuckers clown on me because I don't get laid.
And that's why I said that. Maybe not you, right? But there's a list of men who don't have a problem doing that shit, right?
Of course they don't, because they don't view sex as being vulnerable either. That's why.
And that's why I'm saying, and to bring it back, right? And that's why I'm saying, I need to be able to be vulnerable with you about my relationship with my dad. I need to be vulnerable enough with you to talk to you about my relationship with my mom. I need to be vulnerable enough with you to talk about these relationships that I have, with the mothers of my children. I need to be vulnerable enough with you to show you my dancing. I need to be vulnerable enough with you to do X, Y, and Z before I have sex with you.
You truly believe that you're gonna live your life that way? Because one, I've known you for a long time. I know what dance means to you. I know what your children mean to you. I know what your father means to you. Right? I mean, I keep a copy of your fucking book right here for whenever I'm fucking feeling down and I just fucking read this shit. But do you really believe that you're gonna express all of those things to a young lady prior to sleeping with them? You really believe that, truly in your heart?
I have to.
I hope, I truly hope you do. I truly hope you do. But it's and it's funny because Zero's here. I know he has input, but he has a girlfriend. So it's like, how did you get to that point where you were like, was there well, I don't know if you want to talk about your relationship like that online.
I mean, I could stop when I want to stop.
Okay, was there
ahead.
intimacy prior to like really digging into each other's minds and things of that nature?
I will say I wanted to wait, and not necessarily because of like, it's weird. I view sex very differently now. I'm older than I was when we first started dating, and I realized the
You
importance.
guys been together what? 5 years? 4 years?
It's about to be 5 years, yeah.
5 years.
And
Wow.
so, thank you. And I wish I could sit here and say like I viewed it very heavily and I wanted it's super important, but to be honest, like I came off the back of.
You came off a back?
No, it came off the back of like not really having a super, and I won't get into detail about that, but a super good like relationship prior, right? It had a lot of things to do, and I had a lot of things to work on before I really was able to do that again. And she understood that, like huge applause to her. And so it took a while, and then, how much do I want to actually say? So like, it definitely was a couple months, and we hung out a lot, and we talked a lot, and did we, talk about? I think we were dating for a while, and then I don't believe anything happened until after we were officially together. I think it was like we're together, and that had already been like 2-3 months in, and we're like, all right, we're together, and then. That was the next step. I don't remember exactly, when and how. I remember how, but I don't remember exactly in timeline wise it happened. But it was weird because it was like I lucked out, and I want to like hearing you guys talk and stuff like that. I really want to just be like, bro, you guys have to just like stick it out and look and keep looking because it's all going to be worth it. But I know I'm speaking from a place of extreme luck. Like I lucked the fuck out so hard.
Yeah, and I can tell when you
hard.
chat about your girlfriend, bro, I can tell how much in love you are.
Mm-hmm,
I genuinely can see the love like in your face and the way that your smile radiates and things of that nature. I can see how much you actually like are in love with your girlfriend.
I need that. I need to
appreciate
feel that before I do that. Y'all
But
understand what I'm saying?
the thing with that too is that, and like I've learned throughout the obviously 5 years of like being with the same person, I've learned that like I didn't, obviously my previous relationship lasted a long time, but also I was super fucking young, and now going into a more an adult relationship and growing with this person, I'm needing to learn a lot of like I can't give up when I feel like I might give up. And I won't go too much into detail, but there was definitely a situation where like, it was like, I don't know. There's like the future is very foggy right now. And we had to work through that. And it was like, it was the most adult thing either of us had done. And we had done the precautions, and, did we do it perfectly? Maybe not, but we work on it every day, and we talk about it, and we check in with each other, and we try our best, but we could definitely do better. Everything,
but that's why you're so in love. And I can tell you this from experience. That is why you are so fucking in love, bro. Because like what you just said, things got rocky, things got a little bit foggy. Nobody jumped, nobody walked away, nobody was like, "Fuck this, I'm out." Mm-hmm. You guys stood there in front of each other and was like, "We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna work on this together. We're gonna communicate. We're gonna be honest with each other. We're gonna be respectful of each other's time, of each other's mindset, of each other's vulnerability." And that's what you guys did, bro. And that's the issue where a lot of times nowadays relationships no longer work, because as soon as the first thing gets hard, somebody's out, somebody's gone, somebody just jams the fuck out, and I think that's why I don't know if on Korps's end, but I think that's on my end. That's why I'm done, bro. That's why I don't want to do it anymore. Because when I fucking am into somebody and I want it and I'm like really about it, I do everything in my fucking power, everything in my power to just go forward, try and make the best of everything, listen, communicate as best as I possibly can, try and receive some type of feedback. And for some reason, it just doesn't work out anymore. I don't know if it's the way that I'm communicating. I don't know if it's the lack of communication from the other party, but I am okay. I'm genuinely okay and happy with being alone. And I think that's just as important as you being in love with your girlfriend.
I think there's
Because
a big,
and
there's a
the
big
only
importance to being alone.
yeah, but the only difference I can say that the only difference that I can say about that is because I have a child and I do feel love from somebody else.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm okay with no longer being in a relationship because I feel love from somewhere else. Now I know people that may be alone, may not be in a relationship, like they want to find those things and get into relationships because they want the the feel of being with somebody, but you have to be alone, bro. Like you have to be alone for a good amount of time and know what truly makes you happy. And I mean, it's back to the other conversation that we've had before, right? Is the whole boundary. What are you willing to put up with? What are you not willing to put up with? How are you going to overcome those things when they present themselves? I think there's a lot more that goes along with these things than fucking body count, bro. That's why I'm so like I'm not strict. I don't want. It's not like I'm against telling people how many people I've slept with, but it doesn't matter as much as all these other things, in my opinion.
I think the only thing that gets me right about that type of question. Again, I'm an open book, bro. This girl ask, I'm gonna tell her. But when it comes to sex, it is a topic that I now feel like if I would have to explain it to her, right? And I don't want to live in my relationship, let alone in my life, fearful of what I say. You know what I mean? Like that's why I say whatever the fuck I want on this podcast because I don't live a life where I'm gonna be afraid of saying what I need to say, right? But when it comes to that, I want my girl not to only feel safe with me touching her, like he's clean, he's not gonna hurt me, but I want her to feel special. I want when I take my clothes off, I don't want her to think, well, he did it with this person, or he may have done that with that person, or whatever. I don't want those thoughts running through her head. If I could protect her from that, I will. And that's my job as her man, right? Is to protect her from the things that mean to cause her harm. And when it's me causing her the harm, what do I do? What do I do to subdue that? Right?
Could that
So
not be self-inflicted? That could be self-inflicted because it's a loaded question. It could be a loaded question, could it not?
Yeah, it's kind of loaded because you're not going to like the answer no matter which one you get, right?
Exactly.
But the question remains, right? So for me to stop the bleeding, right, and do some damage control, I need to control where I'm putting my wiener. You get what I'm saying? And so
No, I agree.
More self-control on my end, right? Higher standards on the women that I date. Pudge always has girl problems. Pudge has too much sex. Common denominator is Pudge. I got to work on me, right? I can blame these girls for the way that these relationships end. I can blame them. That's easy, right? What is hard is me taking accountability.
Okay, so I've got this young lady in chat. She's also another streamer on Facebook, and I'm very happy that she stopped by.
Hello.
I didn't proofread this, so I'm just gonna read it blatantly.
Hold on, we'll do this question. But I got to go after this, boys. It's almost midnight.
Yeah, we got 6 minutes.
Yeah. We got to dip.
Yeah.
All right, so she said body count is only an issue if it deals with time frame, honestly. If I was 25 and was sexually active since 15, those numbers will shock someone that met me for the first time without knowing my past. It's odd if it's a conversation that happens before or in the beginning of a relationship. I agree with that statement. I agree. Like I
So
don't.
the last part, real quick, sorry.
She said it's odd if it's a conversation that happens before or in the beginning of a relationship. Because I think that what a lot of and I agree with her, because I think what a lot of people will do will take that number and it'll make or break the relationship. They're no they're no there's no longer an understanding of who you are as a person, who you have grown to be, who you are in this current time. Like she said, if she was sexually active for 10 years, those numbers may shock somebody, because from the ages of maybe 17 through 21 she was extremely sexually active, but maybe from the ages of 23 to 25 she maybe slept with one or two people. You know what I mean? So if the number winds up being 20 through a 10-year time frame, like, are those numbers really that astounding?
Yes. And
Really?
It's astounding. It's astounding. It's astounding to the people who hold.
What the fuck is your number if that's astounding?
Whoa.
Exactly. No. He's like triple D. He's like, we in triple digits, cuz no. But
No.
you know what I'm saying?
No,
like
I can still definitely name all the people I've had sex with.
That's
I
good
still
for you.
remember all those encounters.
How
you
many?
know what I mean?
Go, keep going.
Okay, but it's not. See, this is where people are like, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. It matters. It matters to the person who's asking, right? And because they're having a human experience, and everything they feel is fucking valid, right? So
Sure.
to the girl who's been saving herself for marriage, right? Let's go back to the marriage. For somebody who's been saving themselves for marriage, may ask me, have you had sex before? And if I say yes, right? Like, say they don't know about Elijah. They don't know about my kids. I'm like, yeah, I've had sex before. They might immediately turn me away because they want somebody in their life who has not had that experience yet. They want to experience that experience with somebody who's having that experience with them, right? I seen a post on Twitter and it changed my mind on a lot of things. She goes, I can't date a man with kids because I need my first to be their first. She's like, I need that. She's like, I can't have it any other way.
Well, that's fair though.
And at first it frustrated me, right? Because then it's like, why are you dating men with kids then? But if she's not, then that is a solid boundary and that is a solid standard for them to have. It is not wrong for me to say, hey, have you been sexually active over the past few years? How many guys have you slept with? Right? Like, because, right, if you're like, oh yeah, I was kind of doing my thing the last few months, I might ask you to go get checked. When's the last time you've been checked?
And I see nothing wrong in that. I see nothing wrong in going to get telling somebody to get checked.
So I see no problem with kind of seeing where they've been at sexually, not only for the physical, like bro, you might get me sick, my G. But then if you just had sex with somebody 2 fucking weeks ago, like, do you still fantasize about them? Because if I'm having sex with you, I'm fantasizing about you. And I need that experience to be the same. I need it to be the same experience. And what I dealt with my ex, man, and the shit that she told me afterwards, it was like, were we not living in the same fucking reality? Was what I was doing with you, did it not mean the same fucking thing? And when she said no, I was like, holy fuck, like, where
that's why it's more important to communicate first, get to know somebody, and then jump in the sheets with them. That's my opinion. Because if you know
I said.
Yeah, if you get intimate with somebody on a different level before sex, it makes the sex so much better.
That's what
so much fucking better, bro.
That's not only what I want, that's what I demand, because that's what I need. That's what I need from my life. I'm an artist, bro. I'm an artist, dog. The worst thing a girl can do is fall in love with an artist, because I will immortalize you in every single way. I will paint every fucking picture that I ever paint will have traces of you in it. Every poem, every fucking line in that son of a bitch will read, like, decipher it, and it will tell stories of how I fucking love you. When I dance, every fucking jab, every arm swing, every stomp will have a fucking purpose behind it, because it's me saying, this is how you make me feel. This right here, this buck shit right here, this is how you make me feel, girl. Like, watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? Every time, like, and in everything I fucking do. You get me? Like, that's how I give myself to people. And I need that. I need to know I'm getting that in return before I say, hey, let's turn off these lights. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Netflix and chill. I need that. I
don't even have Netflix.
Disney Plus
And
and
Thrust.
us.
Disney Plus and Thrust. All right, guys. Thank you guys so fucking much, man. It's another fucking successful podcast. Usual Tuesdays, every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are here. I appreciate you guys. Zero's community, thank you so much. Korpsx community, thank you guys so much. You guys stay on. I'm going to chat with you guys for a second after we close this out. But thank you guys so much for being here. You guys, as always, stay healthy, stay happy. I love you guys. Keep smiling. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
True.
My guy. Big Korpsx, y'all know the fucking deal. Reporting live and direct from Texas. Yeah. Thankful to
It's
be
always
able
on the
to
road.
Hey, man. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah. But I'm glad that we did this. And I'm going to be excited to do it again next week. Yeah, because this shit keeps me sane. And having these conversations with everybody keeps me sane. And I love you guys. Yeah. Little piece for the week, right? A little piece from the week is something that I got from an older lady as I was sitting on the plane and we were waiting to take off. She goes, honey, if you're so much in a hurry to get to where you're going, you'll never enjoy where you're at. And I appreciate that. Yeah. So enjoy where you guys are at. Don't get lost on where you're going. Enjoy the moment. Yeah. Korpscollection.com. Y'all know the deal.
True. Good shit. Listen, it's been amazing as always. 0% everywhere on YouTube. I just want to also say I feel like I went a little maybe not hard. I don't think he even thinks I went hard, but to Korpsx, I think I called you out a little a couple times in this podcast, but it's with love.
Why are you apologizing to this?
No, I'm not apologizing. I'm just saying it's with love. I'm not sorry. I'm just saying I would do it again. But it's with love. And if I come at Cisco with shit, it's with love, and I'm sure you guys do the same for me. If I'm if you guys need to call me out, you guys will do it. But this is a great conversation.
All right, boys. You guys have a good night. I'll catch you guys later, all right?
All right. Love y'all, man.
Be safe. Bye. Peace out.